everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk About in 2021. And as you can see, we have a brand spanking new studio. We have actually 3 dedicated studios. We've just moved to our new office right here in GMBB in Kuala Lumpur. If you want to know more about our new office, because these studios are available for rent. And if you want to know more about our new office, drop your requests in the comment section, and we'll probably do a studio tour soon. So, by the way, this is me, Amin,
and this is Alex,
and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. It's the new year. Obviously, in the new year, you have New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And so, one of the most common or popular resolutions people have is they're gonna lose weight. So I'm like, this is the year, new me. I'm gonna exercise and lose weight and whatever. And then you
sign up with a new membership gym, which you're probably gonna use once.
Yeah. The most popular thing people buy for the new year is gym membership.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna start one, and then after that you're gonna be done with it. So then you're gonna ask, hey, what is this technology website talking about losing weight? So Alex and I, we've kind of went on like a losing weight journey ourselves as well. So as you can see, Alex is much more cut now, and I've lost some pounds as well. And we thought that it'll be super cool for us to share our knowledge, not so much knowledge, our like experience and the tools that we've been using to help us lose weight. The tools that we've been using to help us lose weight. And how long the journey has been, and where we're going in 2021. Obviously, we started the journey in 2020. Okay, let's get right into it. So, Alex, how much have you lost weight, and how long did it took you?
I started at sometime in December 2019.
No, December 2018. We are in 2021.
Wait, 2021,
okay.
time check.
Sorry.
So, on December 2019, I was about 90 kilos back then. As you can tell, if you go back to the previous episodes, I think I look more rounder back then. So now I'm about 76 kilos. So that's about
76.
Yeah, so that's about 14 kilos less in approximately 13 months.
76. That's my target weight.
Okay.
How many kilos again in how many months?
14 kilos in 13 months.
Ooh,
yeah,
impressive.
But it's getting tougher. I'll share a bit, because the first month was the most aggressive the first month.
Okay, and then I'm gonna ask you, what did you do to lose that weight, right? So okay, but now I want to talk about myself as well. So I've lost 20 kilograms so far. I started my journey during the start of MCO version 1. So it was in March 18. So during that period, we were all at home, and I didn't want to and we couldn't get out. You guys remember the first MCO? The real legit MCO, not the crappy MCO that we have now, that's not like any MCO. Okay, so the first MCO, we all couldn't go out. We were all very restricted. Everybody had to stay at home. I remember the first day of MCO, I went jogging, and then everybody's like, hey, can you go jogging? There was no
clear SOP about that.
Clear SOP on whether you can go out and to the parks and you can do cycling and jogging. And the day after that, during the daily briefing, Ismail Sabri said, okay, no more exercising. And I'm like, okay, so I've lost 20 kilos from March of 2020, and my last weigh-in was December of 2020, and I started with 102 kilograms. Yes, 102, and then now I'm at 82.
Wow, that's like 10 months.
Is it 10 months?
Yeah, from March
until December. Nine-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't believe I could go this far. My target weight when I started my weight loss journey was I wanted to go down to 95, and then it started going down and down and down. As I went to 90, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Because if you look at the BMI, right, for my height, I'm 170. What's your height?
About 179.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're that much taller than me.
You be the judge. Maybe taller shoes.
Okay, so I'm 170 centimeters. For my ideal weight is 72-ish. Do you know what your ideal weight is?
Ideal weight, I
For
think
the correct BMI lah.
for me, it's I think about 70 to 75.
Shit, man,
Yeah.
you're close.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so we got a lot of in the in a lot of the previous LTAs. I think some of you guys have been commenting like, oh, Alex lost some weight. Is he okay? Well, you're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're
not, fine.
You're not sick or anything.
I'm not
You
sick
don't
or
have
anything.
like anything terminal.
Yo,
or whatever.
no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine too.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. Nobody asked about me. I lost the most, 20 kilos. Okay. Anyway, so the journey, Alex. I think both of us did the same thing because I think the whole office went on this thing lah. We wanted to try. Everybody wanted to be healthier and fitter.
Super fit lah.
Back then in 2020, the early period of 2020. So in January, we all decided like, hey, let's try and lose some weight. Alex started it. So he started with what?
So I started with intermittent fasting. Yeah. So.
Why intermittent fasting?
Okay, here's the thing, because I think in our kind of day-to-day lifestyle, right, we don't have time to exercise, don't have time to go to the gym, and then it's so hard to eat properly. So it's hard to, you don't have time to cook and all that. And I was actually inspired by Vernon Chan. So Vernon, if you're there, hello. So
hey, Vernon, give us a like. You better put a comment down there.
Yeah. So
Vernon, how much weight you lost? And how tall are you?
Yeah, please drop in the comments below. So I think he started off, I think he did it for 1 year and he lost a lot of weight. And he said that, he didn't control his diet. He just eat normal. Now with that keto nonsense stuff. So he just eat regularly. The only thing he did was to do intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is that you just restrict the hours that you can eat. That's about it. And we're doing that, those open hours, you can eat anything. You don't need to be like, no rice or whatsoever. Just eat normally, just at a specific time spot. And I think that was pretty good because before we started this regime, right, I think we always eat late dinners.
Yes.
We always eat like go to the mama, eat at 11 o'clock, drink teh tarik, 2-3 cups, and then a few hours later we go to sleep. Next day we have heavy breakfast and all that.
Yeah, I think that's right. The Soya Teacher team can eat a lot. We eat them a lot lah. When we eat. So the thing is, we don't have a healthy lifestyle because we work really late, and then by the time we finish work, it's like, hey, come, let's go makan. And then we go makan. Obviously, by the time we go makan, the only places that are open is either McDonald's or Mamak or Nasi Lemak. So it's either Nasi Lemak or McDonald's or all those heavy fatty stuff lah.
And then to wash it down with teh tarik and kopi tarik.
Yeah, teh tarik, full sugar.
Full sugar, condensed milk, the whole shebang. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been on intermittent fasting all the way lah.
Yeah. So when I started, intermittent fasting, there are a few options because you can choose the number of hours you want to do.
Yeah.
So typically you can start with 16 hours, 18 hours, and 21 hours, which I believe what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm doing 20 hours.
Yeah.
I started with 16 actually. In March, I started with 16.
So I started off with 21 hours in the first week, and that's when I lose a lot. I think in that first 2 weeks, I lose about 5 kilos straight away. And another thing that have changed is that I stopped drinking coffee with milk in the morning because during the hours that you're supposed to fast, you still can drink, but you're only limited to.
You can still drink coffee and tea,
water. Plain water, correct. And anything else with sugar, even diet sodas are not allowed. So because of that routine, right, I stopped adding milk to my coffee. In fact, during the hours I can eat, I switched to like soy or maybe almond. And another thing is I try to take a more proactive effort to reduce my sugar intake. So like less tetarex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I started after I saw like a major difference in terms of like how Alex looked during those early months, early of 2020, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try that as well. And the reasons are the same. For me, I've tried different types of diet. I've tried like eating vegetables lah, I've tried keto lah, I've tried like going organic, I've tried all of them. I tried detoxing, and it doesn't work because, let's be honest, I like to eat. And it's really difficult for me to control because you go on this diet and you eat the meals that you want to eat, but you feel like not enough, and then you start snacking and all that. It's not It doesn't work for me.
Especially in Malaysia, you know.
Yeah, especially in Malaysia, and especially in our industry, because people keep bringing us food all the time. I'm not complaining, guys. Please keep sending us more food. But you know, we have friends coming over. We have
Minum petang.
Yeah, we have people from the PR agencies coming over, dropping cakes, dropping sweets and candies and all that. We enjoy it, but it's difficult to run a steady diet. And then it's difficult to get the diet meals. So keto meals are super X.
Yeah.
Salad and all that is super expensive to get. And by the time we want to eat, like the dinner time, like 8, 9 and all that, most of the salad shops are closed because we have to drive there. Delivery they don't take as well because it's already so late. So I thought it's super convenient. Why, if you cannot control the things that you eat, why not control the time that you eat? So I felt like, hey, that's quite easy to do, because for me, I'm a Muslim and I fast, and it's easy. And it's easier because you can drink. Drinking is a big problem for me because I need to take a lot of water. I drink a lot, and fasting is super challenging because I cannot drink. But intermittent fasting is super easy. So I started out with 16 hours. I saw some results because, you know, the first week of intermittent fasting, when you break that fast, right, you eat them a lot.
Yeah, because it's like the first change.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh, I want to eat everything. So I remember having like one whole pizza. You know, I remember like going crazy with the makan lah. But what I would like to point out to you guys is consistency is key. So the other thing that I made a commitment to losing weight is, no matter if there are days that I felt like I lost or I failed or I didn't follow the timing, I didn't give up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose one day. Like maybe if I didn't fast for 12 hours or 18 hours, I only did like 10 hours. It's okay, because you know, sometimes friends come over and they ajak you makan, you have to go lah. You cannot say, I'm sorry, I'm intermittent fasting or whatever. But I kept on with it, and I stayed on with it for like you say 10 months, and I'm still going to continue to do this. It has become my lifestyle actually. I'm more comfortable now to eat one time a day only. I don't have breakfast, I don't have lunch, I don't eat at all. I only eat for dinner. And the best part of intermittent fasting is that you can eat anytime. Not anytime. You can eat anything.
Yes. So between lunch and dinner, that's your timing, right? So that's like a lunner?
No. Sometimes my time changes because it depends. I always see
the last meal.
Yep. And then I calculate from there. So it doesn't matter because I can have my nasi lemak, I can have my teh tarik, and I don't control my sugar. Because so I fast for 21 hours. How much sugar and how much food can you take for 3 hours, man? I mean,
True.
If you just don't sit and eat lah, I mean, you continue on with your normal life. It's practically just one meal.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that we eat way ahead before our sleeping time. I think that's the biggest change to our bodies.
Yeah. So for me, it's like the first few weeks was challenging, but I got used to it. And a lot of people say, isn't it difficult? Yes. Let's be honest. It's difficult for the first maybe few weeks or maybe the first few months. It depends on you, and it depends on your discipline. But if you ask me, I think the whole office will agree this is the best diet lah. The best because it's the most practical, and it's the one that you are. For me, is the one that I'm most likely to stay with, and it avoids that roller coaster thing. I've lost weight from before a number of times, but what happens is I gain it back, and sometimes I gain it like double.
Oh, during the fasting time?
No, not during fasting, but before I do this lah.
Yeah.
Before I got to this weight lah.
Correct.
So it's because of these diets lah. I remembered when dah makan was around. Dah makan is now pop meals, so I subscribed to dah makan. I was like, I'm just gonna eat dah makan, but then cannot because you order the dah makan meal. And then your friends come, bring food, or there's an event or whatever.
And you eat late.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for you to say, hey, you can not eat right during the events. Yeah, but it's, Asian courtesy lah. People ajak you makan, you cannot always deny them, right? And it's a social thing.
You don't want to be the odd one out there. Hey, this guy's not eating. Poyo lah, this guy.
Because you don't want to make your host feel like
feel bad, right?
It's like, okay, hey, how come you're not eating? I'm just drinking tea because I'm fasting. Cannot lah. Okay, so intermittent fasting is the best. Not the technology part. So I didn't keeping track of when to stop eating and when to start eating is quite difficult. So there's actually an app for that. Obviously, there's always an app for something. And this was recommended to you, right? By Vernon.
By Vernon Chan. Thanks again, Vernon.
So what's the app called?
So the app is called Zero. Z-E-R-O. Kosong, Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very simple. It just tracks when you start and when you stop fasting. And in a way, it's a good tracker because it reminds you, and it sort of like gamify the whole intermittent fasting experience.
Yep.
Because you can actually, see how long you've gone so far without stopping or meeting the fasting
there's like
goals.
a streak.
Yes.
It keeps track of your streak. It's easy to use. A lot of people don't know that there is an app for intermittent fasting. So again, conversations I have offline and people asking, hey, you've been losing weight, what you've been doing. I've been sharing with them the same story that I shared with you guys. And the biggest wow moment that I tell them is I use an app to track my fasting. And so this is the app. It's called Zero. Should I? Okay, I should do it like this, right, Rory? Okay, this is it. It's called Zero. Again, easy to find. It has a counter. It's very simple. All you have to do is just tell the app how long you want to fast, how long you want to fast, when you want to start, and then it will calculate when you should eat. It sends reminder. You can also set a reminder for it to tell you when to fast.
And like you see your screen right now, for those who are watching, so Amin hasn't broken his fast.
My fast, yeah.
Yeah, so if you see right here, he has 1 hour and 48 minutes to go. So I've already broken my fast because I'm on an 18-hour routine, so I'm shorter. So right now,
I thought you're taller.
in terms of the fasting time. So as you see here, right, I eat around 2 o'clock. So you can see time since last fast, 2 hours. So it actually it's a very good way to track because you don't really eat and breakfast at the same time every single day.
Yeah.
So
because,
it's hard to track.
Life happens.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because we're not robots. Yeah, it's hard to track. You're right.
Yeah. So let's say certain days you can eat earlier. Okay, cool. I can start my timer now. Yeah. So next day I can eat earlier.
Yeah. It's easier to calculate back. Meaning that it does all the calculation for you. So you just tell it, okay, I've stopped eating at 10 o'clock, and then it will tell you when lah. 20 hours, so it's damn good. It has like a coach function. This is something that I think they're going to use as a payment thing because the app is free. So all these other things are are paid services. I don't know what it is right now. I don't use that. I'm just using the free function. So then you have like Explore where it tells you like why fasting is good and stuff like that.
The content side of things.
And then it has like wait, I want to see whether
the total fasting hours.
Yeah, the total fasting hours, achievements, and like Alex say, like it gamifies it. So this is the app that we use for intermittent fasting, and the biggest contribution to losing weight for both of us, Alex, you will agree, right?
Yep.
Is intermittent fasting, and if you want to start your journey on losing weight, we highly recommend that you try this because it's the most practical, easiest thing to do, relatively speaking. It's the most flexible.
Yep.
Because, like I said, sometimes you're not gonna do that 20 hours or the 18 hours. Maybe it's gonna be 16 or 18 or whatever. But if you keep at it, it's gonna do wonders. And I like it because I realize that not eating keeps me more alert. It makes me more aware of things. Like I always notice that after I eat, only I feel like, oh, I want to sleep or whatever.
Food coma.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you noticed this, but it also helps, I think, shrink your stomach. I don't know whether there's a scientific thing about this, but I know now that, okay, previously when I started my intermittent fasting, I could eat one whole pizza. No joke, one whole regular size pizza. But now, I probably only eat 2 slices and I'm already full. I don't know whether you feel the same.
For me, yeah, it depends on. But for me, I don't feel as hungry as before.
Yep.
On certain days, like weekends, right, I try to like go to extreme measures. Like, okay, I just eat one meal only. Sometimes, or especially on weekends.
Yeah. So there's this documentary on Netflix. It's not a documentary. It's like a series. It's called Unwell. And in one of the episodes, it talks about intermittent fasting. So the series is called Unwell. The series is called Unwell on Netflix. It talks about intermittent fasting. The series talks about like the good, the bad, and the ugly. People doing it, and why they do it, and how far and how extreme they can go. In the documentary, it also talks about people that had died because of intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't do intermittent fasting. They did this thing called water fasting.
What's that? Didn't drink water.
Okay, so First of all, we talked about intermittent fasting. I'm not sure whether you, the viewers, know what intermittent fasting is. Intermittent fasting is basically fasting intermittently based on the time window that you feel comfortable with or that is challenging enough for you. And you fast when you feel like fasting. So some people do intermittent fasting to detox.
Yep.
Some people do intermittent fasting to, I don't know, lose weight. They have their reasons. So that's intermittent fasting. So the extreme version, if you watch it on Netflix, it's called Unwell. There's a series about fasting. Go check it out. People don't eat at all. They just live on water because you know the thing, right? You can live without food for like 10 days, but you can't live without water for like 1 day or 2 days or whatever it is.
But that's like survival mode, right?
Yeah. So they go into this fast and they go for like 30 days or how many long days. They go like extreme, man.
Without food for 30 days.
Without food, yeah. It's
How
just
you gonna
water.
do work?
It's just water.
You
I
cannot
don't know how
walk.
they do it. So humans do that.
Okay.
And then what happened is, and they found out, and there's even like camps or
Cults,
like,
is it?
No, not cults, like a
Like a group, is it? Like a,
not like a camp, but you go for a retreat where this is all you do. Like people pay for this shit, okay?
to get tortured.
To get I don't know, okay. So watch the series. So what happened is people found out that your body can go into shock when you start eating again.
Oh, it's like, oh crap, what's this food coming
Yes.
in? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you want to come out of water fast, you have to slowly introduce food into your body. They start with juices and everything. And it's the water fast does not really kill you. I don't remember the documentary so much. Okay, the water fast does not really kill you. What kills you is the eating after the fast. And if you don't eat carefully, you go into shock and you might die.
Means the body forgot how to handle food.
It's like, I don't know, yeah, maybe. Because
Oh,
they are
crap.
it's such in
So
a
extreme.
survival mode.
Yep.
That it's like, oh, I'm not ready to eat so much. And when you start eating, some people puke, some people faint, some people go into seizures. It's all in the documentary. Go check it out if you want to know what intermittent fasting is. All right, so we talked about like the diet that we went on, and we talked about the app that we used to this diet to monitor this diet. So it's called Zero. Is there anything else that you do other than fasting?
For me, I do like not as hardcore as you. I have walks in the morning and the evening time to walk my dog. So in the morning, I walk for about 40 minutes around the park. Evening time as well, about 40 minutes to 1 hour. So that's about it. No hardcore running, just to complete
Your circles.
circles. Yeah, that's about it.
So do you complete your circles all the time?
Only the red ring, the green one not so much.
The exercise one.
Exercise not so much.
So if you're not aware, he's talking about if you wear an Apple Watch, there's this circle thing.
The rings.
The rings, if you can see. And this circle thing tracks your movement. So there's a standing ring, there's a move ring, and there's a exercise ring.
Yeah.
So exercise ring. So it monitors your heart rate and everything. The thing that we wanted to get at is, okay, we do use also other apps and applications. I guess for me, it's more applicable for me rather than you, Alex, because aside from intermittent fasting, so right after the MCO, and then when they announced that you could go out and do exercise, I started running, and then I started cycling as well. Yeah, you can kecam me all you want, but because cycling is like the most trendiest exercise to do now, right? But the thing is, I've started cycling way before this. Okay, when I was a teenager, I started cycling already. I was like doing mountain bikes and stuff like that.
And so you're using the same bikes last time, right?
Yes, and I didn't buy a new bike. I used the same bike that I bought when I restarted cycling 13 years ago.
They have it before it was cool.
Okay, so I started running and cycling. So the tools I use, so a lot of people, I think Nick wrote an article about the best fitness bands and stuff like that. So a lot of people come and ask, hey, what's a good fitness tracker, fitness band or whatever? Okay, I'm going to tell you straight up. Everything else is crap. Everything else. I'm telling you, Fitbit or Samsung or whatever.
Or Garmin.
No, not Garmin. I'm getting to that. Fitbit. What other fitness trackers available?
Huawei, Honor.
Huawei, Honor, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything is crap. Don't use them. It doesn't do shit. Okay. except for two, the Apple Watch and Garmin. Why? At least for me, I'm not like a serious exercise person, but I'm pretty active lah. So my cycling, since I started the MCO, since I started exercising again, which was, when was MCO lifted?
March. Lifted, which MCO? The RMCO.
I think it was when you can start exercising again.
I think it was July or August, around there.
Around
July.
mid-year lah,
Yeah.
right? June or something like that, right? So I started exercising. Since then I started cycling. Until December, I've clocked about 2,500 kilometers. It's not a lot if you're an extreme cyclist, but it's a lot for me. And then I do about 150 kilometers a week in terms of cycling, and then I do maybe another 10 or 20 kilometers of running. I exercise about maybe 10 to 16 hours a week. So if you go through that regime, right, you need a lot more information than just heart rate monitor, heart rate information. You need, and also, so most of the fitness trackers, they give you heart rate. That's very basic.
Yep.
Some of them give you steps,
Just basic.
step counter and all that. You don't need that. What you need is Vo2 Max data, and you need an ability for the watch or the app that comes with the watch to kind of like coach you and tell you like, this is how good you're doing, this is how bad you're doing, or this is how much exercise you need to complete to match with what you did last week. And there's some measure of like relative effort based on your heart rate and based on how fast you go. There's some algorithm and calculation that goes into that. And the problem is, from my experience, I've tried Samsung, Alex, you tried Fitbit, and we had some discussion about that. And all these other watches, they don't do this, and they don't do this in an algorithm that is actually trackable and that's used by professionals. Only for me, I think Garmin. I have Polar also. Polar is very basic and is very specialized. The thing with Garmin is, and why I like it, I'm using the Phoenix 5S. There's obviously the Phoenix 6 and all that stuff, and there's the Forerunner and all that. The reason why I like Garmin is because a lot of the watches are multi-sport capable. So whether you're cycling or running or swimming or playing football, whatever, there is a mode, and they have specific algorithm that matches that mode for you, and it gives you the best information and the best output or data that you need to improve for that sport, and I like that. And also Garmin has like a coaching feature where you can subscribe to like a coach that will come up with a plan for you based on the targets that you want to achieve, and I'm doing that right now because I want to run 5K in 30 minutes, and it will tell you, okay, today run this, tomorrow do this, the day after that do this, and the watch will do the program automatically for you. All you have to do is just press start and run, and it will beep and tell you, okay, you're too fast or you're too slow and everything. And Garmin is good with that. It's not a smartwatch. So a lot of people think, oh, Garmin is a smartwatch, or should I use a Garmin as a smartwatch? It's not. It is a fitness watch. It's specifically for sports. And if you're a sports person, this is the best watch. It's a terrible smartwatch. And if you ask me, I mean, what smartwatch or fitness watch should I get? I'm going to recommend to you a Garmin. And it depends on your budget because the Phoenix range is like super expensive.
Like 4K, 5K.
There's 2K, 3K, 5K. But there are cheaper versions. Like I bought my wife the Garmin Instinct Solar. That one has like a perpetual battery life. It lasts forever. But that's not for running specifically. It has the running matrix, but it's more for hiking. It doesn't have the Vo2 Max Data. So for those of you who don't know, Vo2 Max Data is very important because it indicates how well your body is consuming oxygen for the effort that you're doing. And that data tells you whether you're fit or not. So the more efficient your body is consuming oxygen, the fitter you are. So that is rated by a score of from 30 to 60, 80, 90, whatever. Something like that lah.
So how is this data helpful for people who want to go on a fitness journey? Like, do you use that as a metric? Like, okay, my Vo2 Max is this level and I'm working towards this level. Is that how it works?
So if you don't have like Vo2 Max data, right, all you have is heart rate and steps.
Yeah, that's very basic.
And basically, you need to calculate like, okay, am I running the same distance with less effort. So basically you're fitter lah, because you're doing the same work but with less effort, means you're stronger, you have a stronger heart and everything. So with basic heart rate data, you can monitor your resting heart rate.
Yep, that's basic.
And the lower your resting heart rate is, the fitter you are, because your heart is stronger and it takes less beats to pump blood around your body. So that's the basic metrics. But VO2 max is a number that you can achieve when you're training, because you say, okay, if I start and my baseline VO2 is below 40, because below 40 is poor, you want to get into the 40 range, you know, like B40. So this is the B40 you don't want to be in.
Okay.
If you want to be fit lah.
Okay.
So if you're below 40 in terms of the VO2 max score, then you're unfit. So you can work to get your score higher.
So what's the recommended VO2 max?
40 and above. So
Okay.
you can go all the way to 100. So 100, you're like super elite athlete lah. So if you're in the range of 40, 60, you're good. You're fit. And for the Garmin, it tells you, because I don't want to show you my VO2 max score because it's still low. But it will also tell you your real age in terms of fitness.
Oh, like whether real feel, is it?
Yeah, something like that. So let's say you put in your weight, you put in your age, you
Yep.
put in your height, and then you wear it, and then you exercise with it. It will track all that data, and then it will tell you your VO2 max data, because it takes about 1 or 2 weeks of
Oh.
exercise for Garmin to tell you your VO2 max.
Yeah, I think we did that with Fitness First last time. So you need to go to a regime, and then they see how many times you can do in a short period of time, and
Yep.
give you a score to measure your real age.
Yep. So
Yeah.
after they did that, they will also tell you your real age. So let's say if my age is 40, right, and my VO2 max score is like 36, for example, it will tell you your actual age is 54.
Oh, so that's a huge metric, the
Yeah,
VO2. Okay.
yeah, it's like freaking depressing, man, when you see
Okay.
that. But it motivates you lah.
Okay.
So Garmin and Apple Watch. Apple Watch, because number one, it's super easy to use and it has similar data. Plus, the rings really motivate you, and it's just easy to use lah. Plus, it has enough of the matrix, not as sophisticated as the Garmin, but it's enough for you to use to improve your fitness.
I think the thing about smartwatches and smart fitness watches is not about just tracking data, is whether it can motivate you to to complete your rings or your goals.
Yeah, whether the
Yeah.
data can mean something lah.
Yeah,
right.
correct.
And then for the Apple Watch one, there are challenges that you can compete, and the challenges are quite useful also lah. Let me see. So, for example, during the last month of 2020, there was this challenge. You need to complete 2,020 minutes of exercise. I was gunning for that. I hit about 1,900 minutes of exercise in the month of December, but then I fell down the stairs and hit my knee, and I couldn't do some more. So, but what I want to say is like there are very interesting challenges that you can run, and you earn badges. Garmin has that as well, but I think Apple does it in a fun way. Okay, so that is fitness tracker. And then, is there any other apps that you use? I use Strava as well.
Okay, this is cycle.
Here's what I found.
Oh no, sorry about that. I use Strava as well. Not because I cycle, but Strava, if you haven't used it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the viewers are using Strava, but I'm just sharing you my experiences. My first time using Strava is this year, because previously I used Polar watches. So Polar has an app as well. It's called Polar Beat. Garmin also has its own app. It's called Garmin Connect. Apple also has its own app. It's all the ring thing.
The built-in thing, yeah.
And it can be confusing because if you change ecosystem, so I switched from Polar to Garmin, now I use my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is like for daily use lah. I use this for like every day. But for fitness, I wear my Garmin because I have my chest strap and everything. But Garmin is just too big for me lah. For everyday use.
Okay.
But
So do you take off the Apple Watch when you go, or you
yeah,
wear
I
both
don't
watches?
use my Apple Watch.
Okay.
I don't use. Okay, why I do that and why I use Garmin is because it's compatible. You need to find watches that is compatible so that the data will sync. So my Garmin syncs with Strava and it also syncs with Apple. So if I run with my Garmin, it will sync the data with my Apple Watch and it will always close the rings.
Oh, so it adds on to the Apple Watch. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I like it
Okay.
because I want to close the rings because that I use the rings as like a calendar to monitor my fitness.
So like 1 month full of full rings.
Yeah, full rings.
Okay.
So let me see if I can show that here. So if you open the and you wanna close the rings, especially on if you use an iPhone, because it's a good motivator lah. So I just want to make sure I close all my rings every week. The most colorful month, I do that. And the good thing is, Garmin syncs with Apple, and it also syncs with Strava. So Strava is like, even if you use different watches like me, whatever watch you use, you just log it into Strava automatically as long as it's supported lah. So that's why I don't recommend using Huawei lah, Samsung lah, whatever lah for your fitness thing, because the data is not compatible with Strava.
Yeah, it's all very inside and even I think Huawei and Honor, right, you can't even export the data out, so that's the challenge. So basically Strava is like a kind of like a Facebook for fitness,
Yes, I wanted to say that. It's like Facebook for fitness users, because you can see what other people are doing, you can share pictures, and you can comment, but it's not as extensive lah. For me, I use it for like a fitness diary. So every time after I finish my run, I'll put in a note, okay, this is what happened during the run, this is where it hurts, or this is what I did, if I achieved something or whatever, it's useful. And then the question is, Strava is a paid app, so the subscription is about 200 ringgit a year.
Oh, okay. Is it a free account?
There is a free account, so you don't need to pay for the service. It's already helpful enough as a diary as it is for free. Sometimes it gives you additional metrics, like it has this thing called relative effort, where it monitors your heart rate and your effort to show you how well you're doing. So a lot of the tracking stuff, where to show that whether you're putting in enough effort as you did last week or previously, all that one you have to pay.
Oh, okay.
But if you use it for free, it still tracks your data for even a year or whatever. And if you decide that you've become serious enough and you want to put in that 200 ringgit for Strava, then you can. I did it for free for like a few months, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go serious, and I actually paid for the app.
Wow, $200 per year.
I don't know, man. It's $200 is cheaper than a gym subscription.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you a few $1,000.
Yeah. So is there anything you guys want to know with regards to our fitness experience? So we're more than happy to share. But that's pretty much it with regards to our fitness journey. So Alex, are you still going to continue this year on this fasting thing?
Yep.
Is it a lifestyle for you now?
I think for me, I'm going to stick this routine for a while, because I think what I appreciate is that I'm eating earlier now, so which is better as well. Because I think even me and Rory, when we first started, right, after eating lunch, we straight away plan, okay, what's for dinner? So at least we order our food and make sure everything arrives before 6 o'clock. Because my fasting time is normally, I start eating around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I try to finish everything by 6 p.m. Yeah, so in a way it's good.
Yeah, meal planning is also important. I forgot to point that out. Intermittent fasting allow you to plan for your meals, because it gives you more time, right? You can think of what you want to eat. And inadvertently, it becomes like a habit. So, like for me also, I kind of like plan what to eat. So I already know, okay, tomorrow I want to eat sandwiches. The day after that, maybe I want to eat some nasi or things like that.
Have you missed any IF days?
Yeah, for sure. I'll be the first to admit. Yeah, I missed some days. Especially during the year-end period, I skipped like 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, cause a lot makan mah.
For me, I didn't skip.
Wow, really? Damn.
So how
what about Chinese New Year?
Yeah, so how I did was I changed my timing. So normally I'm always sticking to, I first started off 21 hours, then I dropped to 18 hours until today. So on certain festive seasons, right, I downgrade.
You adjust your window lah.
Yeah, I downgrade to 16 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so even like when traveling, I think early year, when we went to Barcelona, so I also adjust the time so that, okay, I try to eat earlier as much as possible, close the window. Some days I just eat one meal just to make sure I can fit the time for everything else.
For me, I try to be a bit more flexible lah. So let's say if we're traveling at different time zones and all that, I try to adjust a bit lah. Because again, which way you go, whether you want to adjust your window or whether you want to skip days, the key, right, the key to this losing weight thing, right, you gotta be ready to change your lifestyle lah. And it's consistency. You can lose 4 days, you can lose a week, but don't stop.
Yeah, always use the app. The app really helps a lot.
Yeah, and don't make a week to become a month lah. You know, it's like 4 days, like for the new year. Because I cannot adjust the festive windows, because like during my makan time, like every single meal is like, hey, come, makan. It's like, okay, you know, like that lah. So I hope you find this show useful. Collectively, So I wanted to say, when people ask me, how much weight did you lose? I lose 20 kilos, and then I started weighing my kids. So I have like 4 kids, right? And one of them weighed 20 kilos.
As again, how much you lose?
Yeah, I was like, that person came out from my body, and then that frames my mindset. It's like, dude, you know how bleeping unfit you are, you weigh so much that you could fit a person in your body. You were carrying a person in your body.
Yeah, and now I think I think it must be the same as you. I feel much lighter as
Yeah,
well.
lighter.
Yeah, feel more agile somehow.
Yeah. More agile, lighter. I agree, and less painful. I don't get sick so much. I don't feel so lethargic. I don't feel I gotta wake up this morning. I wake up every morning at 6:30. I go and do my run, and I'm done, and then I go to work. So I'm all improved. It's new me. I'm so happy. I hope you feel the same way. And yes, to answer my question to Alex, I'm gonna ask myself as well. Am I gonna continue this? Yes, this has become my lifestyle. This is a momentum I don't want to lose. So it doesn't mean that you're a geek, that you have to be fat and stay at home all the time. Break the mold, guys. So I hope you find anything else you want to add.
Yeah, so I guess this is the best routine for people who have busy lifestyles. You have no time to gym, no time to eat healthy.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, you're right. Because even if you don't have time to exercise, at least you don't pound in the calories to make you heavier. So intermittent fasting is the way to go. Garmin and Apple Watch are the best fitness trackers you can get out there. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Yes, I have Polar, I have Sunto. Not good. I don't like them. And that's pretty much it. Okay, what do you guys think? Have you guys lost weight? Share your fitness journey with us. I want to know. Any tips and tricks? I want to know as well. If you have any questions for us, we're more than happy to let you, to answer them. So drop them in the comments below. And that's pretty much it. I just want to remind everybody, we are also available on podcasts. So if you want to listen to our show, and I recommend that you do, especially when you're traveling or especially when you're commuting to work, it's the best show for jams. We are available on all of your favorite podcast platforms. All you have to do is just look for Let's Talk About Sarah Chin Chow, and we're there. Give us a 5-star rating if you like the episode. Please do remember to subscribe to the show on podcast. To our viewers on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the like button if you like the show. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, guys, this is Amin.
It is Alex.
And thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
And stay fit, stay healthy. New 2021. And COVID, enough already, please. Okay, catch you guys later. Bye.